Hi everyone. In this video we're going to take you through the steps of tying your inventory items to your menu so that as your items sell, your inventory will automatically deplete. So the first thing you have to do is go into your inventory panel within the admin tab and create your inventory items. We've already created a couple of items here for example purposes, so we have a couple sodas as well as a pizza cheese item that we're going to use. So the first thing we're going to do is open up the menu editor. So once your menu editor has loaded, what you're going to do now is think of the inventory items that you need to keep track of, and now think of how they apply. Think of where they would apply within your menu. So for example, we had a couple of inventory items for 20-ounce Coke and 20-ounce Sprite. So we're going to go down to this drinks menu and start tying in the inventory usage there. So this is a simple example of a one-to-one inventory item. You're selling one item out of your menu represents one item from your inventory. So there's a very, very simple way that you can automatically add in an item from your inventory directly into your menu and have it tie together. You can click on this little blue square here and this will prompt you to select the inventory item. So what this is going to do is you choose the inventory item, and then it's going to create a menu item based on this inventory item. So we have a 20-ounce Sprite item that we're going to add here. So just again, quantity for it is 1 because we're selling one bottle. So we're going to click OK. And now we have a 20-ounce Sprite item. We can assign a price to it, and that's it. So for other items, for example, if you already have the item in the menu and you want to tie it to the inventory, you want to click on select the item that you want to link to your inventory, and then click the inventory usage button in the bottom right hand corner here, and that's going to bring up this inventory usage screen. So what you're going to do now is click on this add new button, and then it's going to add a new inventory item into the usage list here. So in this case, this is a 20-ounce Coke that we want to track in the inventory. So we're going to select the inventory item as 20-ounce Coke. It's measured in individual units. So, and for the default size, since there's only one size enabled on this item, then we're just going to specify the quantity for the default size in this case, which would be just one unit. Now, if there was multiple sizes, you'd be able to enter in quantities for each individual size. So once you're ready, once you've entered in the quantities and the items, you click done, and you're good to go there. So the next thing we're going to do here is show you how to connect your inventory and a modifier in your menu. So it works in a very similar fashion. In this case, we have a pizza cheese inventory item, and we're going to tie it into a cheese topping for pizza. We've enabled 3 separate sizes, so size 2, size 3, and size 4. What those correspond to is the small, medium, and large on all of these pieces here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to click back up on the cheese modifier, click on the inventory usage button like we did with the menu items, and now click on add new once again to create a new inventory item to track. So in this case, we're tracking our pizza cheese. Unlike the sodas, this item is measured as a solid, whereas the sodas were measured as individual units. And since it's measured as a solid, you have to select the unit of measurement. And so the software will allow you to assign a unit of measurement to the inventory item, as well as right here when you're actually depleting it from your inventory. And what this allows you to do is, if let's say for example, you have, let's say this pizza cheese is measured in pounds, but this recipe calls for ounces. So we're going to specify that we're going to use, let's say, 10 ounces here, 14 here, 18 here. Okay. So even though it uses a different measurement type, this will automatically convert the measurements. It'll convert the quantities from this unit of measurement into the unit of measurement that is used by the inventory item itself, and then deplete it. So another example of where this is would be helpful is, for example, let's say you have a bottle of liquor that's sold in 750 milliliter bottles. So that is a metric unit of measurement, but if your shots are ounce and a half shots, then you could track your inventory by creating a shot item that is 1.5 ounces, and it will automatically convert ounces to milliliters and subtract it from your bottles. So in this case, again, we're going to say a small pizza is 10 ounces of cheese, medium is 14 ounces, large is 18 ounces of cheese. So we're going to click done here, and so now all items in our pizza category here will now get those, will now deplete from the cheese item depending on what size has been selected for them. Because in this case, the cheese item we've selected to be used by default, so that means it'll be added to every item in that category, and the inventory item will then deplete regardless of which one of these items we select. So, in this case, too, here we've also created for the tomato pie, which is a cheeseless pizza. We've added a inventory item called cheese, and we've unselected included used by default, and that will just override cheese item up here in the all items list, and pretty much just turn off that used by default optional modifier. So we can click done here, and so we're going to check on our inventory item quantity. So let's see, we have 60 Coke, 60 Sprite, and 80 pounds of pizza cheese. So let's take an order. So we'll just do 2 Cokes, 2 Sprites, and a small cheese pizza, which again, this should take out 14 ounces of pizza cheese for that small cheese. So I'll just complete the order. So we've completed our order, so now the next thing we have to do is just pay the order, and once it's paid, it'll automatically deplete from the inventory. So now that the order has been paid, you can just go into the admin tab and just check on our stock. And you can see here we're down from 60, we had 60 Cokes and 60 Sprites and 80 pounds of pizza cheese. Now we're down to 58 Cokes, 58 Sprites, and 79.38 pounds of pizza cheese. So now we're going to go back into the menu editor to show a couple other ways that this can be utilized. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just quickly create a new menu item that's going to use multiple inventory items. So let's say we're going to do one for, this is going to be pizza and a soda. Okay, so so we now have an item in our pizza category that, again, since we have the cheese modifier in all items that has the inventory usage tied to it, the cheese will automatically deplete for this pizza. And now we're also going to add a soda to this as well. And we're not just going to, rather than doing it as a modifier or just adding it directly into the list, we're going to create a multiple choice modifier for the soda and then tie it into the multiple choice options. So the first thing that we have to do here is create a new modifier. Okay, so we're going to name this soda, and then we're going to prompt. We're going to make it a required prompt. So what we're going to do is you have to check modifier is required, modifier is used by default, and then set it to multiple choice, and that'll make the prompt required. So we're going to select edit options. So then now we're going to create modifiers to represent the different the options for the sodas. So just like there was these blue buttons down here, there's a way to quickly add a multiple choice modifier option directly out of your inventory. Just click New from Inventory. Same screen will come up at Use. So we're going to add one for Coke and one for Sprite. And that's it. So, and again, to make this a required prompt, you don't want to select a default selection here, because then it would automatically default to that rather than prompting. So now we can just click Done, and it'll exit out. Okay, so that about covers it for this video. Be sure to check out our follow-up videos on how to automatically replenish your inventory through the vendor orders system, as well as the menu editor basics video. Thanks for watching.